Good afternoon all, I hope you're well. I've just sent you out all an email regarding a new piece of legislation that's come into force in relation to insurance within superannuation. Look, it's really important that you read that email because it could have fairly important impacts on some of your funds and insurance policies. Basically, it relates to a bill that went into force in February this year, whereby any accounts that are deemed to be, or any super accounts that are deemed to be inactive will have any insurances within those accounts cancelled. Now, the idea was that any of the old default insurance policies that were set up, potentially without clients realising it, were to be cancelled because they're sitting there and they're whittling away at the balance with the premiums, and that's fair enough. The problem is that this legislation has inadvertently captured all insurance policies funded out of superannuation, and it doesn't just relate to accounts that have a balance less than $6,000, which is the original intention. The definition of inactive also includes if your account hasn't received a contribution in the last 16 months. Now, for many of you who are employed by an employer, that's not an issue, but for many of you who are self-employed, this is a big issue because you're potentially not contributing to superannuation. So there is a fairly simple fix, and many of you will be receiving letters from your superannuation providers over the next couple of days. It's simply a case of opting back in. Now, for funds that you've set up through Hindsight, whether it be with IOOF or NetWealth, you'll get letters. I've also put instructions in the email on how to deal with this. But for those of you who have accounts with other older industry funds that we kept in force to keep your insurance in place, the problem is those account providers, whether it's an Australian Super or a Colonial or a Sun Super, aren't giving me any information, and they're not providing me with a list of the clients that are impacted. So I don't know if you're receiving letters or not. So we've got 2 months to sort this out, and it's really important, and I suggest that even those of you who aren't impacted, you should still go ahead and send an email to your super fund and opt in. I've sent an instruction on how to do this in the email. That way, if ever your account becomes inactive in the future, it could be because you, are unemployed for a period of time, or you move from salaried to self-employed, or you go on maternity leave or something like that, you don't run the risk of losing your insurance. So again, look, this is a very important one. The legislation has caught a lot of people by surprise. I spoke to some of the fund managers yesterday, and they were sending out tens and tens of thousands of letters to clients because the cut-off to do so is actually meant to be yesterday. Some of them aren't even aware of the legislation or how to handle it correctly. We're trying to jump on the front foot and contact all of you that way. Once you've opted in, there's no further issues to be dealt with. So look, if you have received a letter and you have any questions or concerns about it, look, give me a call, email, text, and I'll talk to you individually about it. For those of you that I know are individually being impacted by this, particularly with IOOF and NetWealth, I'll do my best to contact you individually over the next few days. But as I said in my email, some of you are out in the field working, so I'm just trying to get on the front foot so we don't miss any of you. Look, in any case, any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'll be working over the weekend because we need to get this sorted, so there's no issues with you contacting me out of hours. Anyway, on just one final note, any correspondence that you do have with your super fund, whether you're emailing back or you receive a letter, can you please provide me with a copy, because I'm keeping a record here on your client file, just so we've got that for future reference. Anyway, as always, if you need me, just give me a call and we'll talk soon. Thank you.